And we'll open with that. Hello, race fans, and welcome to Off Camera TV's coverage of the Northwest Truck Series, sponsored by Walls Beer Co., Sarge's Place, Volt Vapes, Sasquatch Crossing, and Sim Stuff. Tonight here on iRacing Live, we have arrived at our fifth stop on the 2017 tour here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the running of the Hungry Dragon 150. Last week, we saw yet another dominant performance from Mark Walls in the number 29 truck as he kept his perfect season intact, leading 82 of the 100 laps to take home his fourth win of the season. Huge wreck at the end took out his biggest competition that night in Chad Barker and Andrew Williams. Tonight, can anybody dethrone Walls? Will we see a new winner this season? Somebody get their first career win? Joining me in the booth tonight is Tony Knuckles and Katie Reed. How are y'all guys doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. It's the varsity team tonight. It's the OG team. We've got Cafe running the production. We've got Wes on lead, and Katie and I here just to throw spitballs from the back of the room.
Yes, indeed. I'm ready for this track in this race right now because I think this truck and this track combination is one of my favorites. I've said it before, other than maybe the truck on Talladega. I love the truck at Charlotte.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. You've got right now there's 5 guys within a tenth of each other. Actually, more than that now. Looks like 9. So going to be nice and competitive up front. Going to see if these guys can change the name of the series from the North Walls Truck Series to the Northwest Truck Series.
All right, yeah, and like we said last week, Walls is perfect right now. 4 for 4. He leads the point standings by 24 points over his Dog Bear teammate in D. Palmer. Wayne Hutchinson sitting in second, 29 points back. Third, 29 points back, excuse me. Ryan Maines dropped a position from third to fourth to 37 points back. And Dan Stussy, after a great run last week, moves up into the top 5 in points.
After the 17 rankings, he's become one of my favorite drivers to watch out here. He's just steadily gotten better since we started covering this series last year. And if there's a dark horse out here tonight to snag a victory, he's definitely my pick.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Andrew Williams. He actually is on the racetrack right now finishing his qualifying effort, and he got into the 5th position after practicing in 8th. So a nice little pickup for him. I've been watching him. He's had top 3s so far this season and having a great run here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do with this track.
Right now, provisional pole is Chad Barker in the number 18 truck. The 28.560 Drew Lalonde, his Dog Bear teammate, to his outside. And row 2 full of Dog Bear as well, and Jeff Stabnow and D. Palmer. And as you mentioned, Andrew Williams is rounding out your top 5 in qualifying so far. Got about a minute and a half left. 100 laps on tap tonight. Definitely going to be an interesting race here.
Yeah, I wanted to give a few shout outs to people that have picked up from practice. So far, we have D. Palmer up from 14th position in practice to 4th on the track. So a very big pickup for him. Looking good. Sean Breitzman, although I'm going to say this is a big pickup, let's be real, not really. He always comes in late, doesn't have a practice time to go off of, and ends up qualifying in the top 10. That's not unusual. He does have a practice time, so he's seated in practice in 23rd and has qualified 7th. Apart from that, we have Ray Partridge going from 11th to 8th, Trenton Barrington from 15th to 10th, and a couple of other people that have gained just a few spots.
Yeah, speaking of Andrew Williams, also want to give a shout out to Kip Leo. Both those trucks running the Hungry Dragon sponsorship. That is the race sponsor tonight as well.
Yeah, you can go to facebook.com/the Hungry Dragon sauces. Go get you a bottle of some sauce, man. Some good stuff.
That reminds me.
I'm looking at a couple of times here, and we mentioned a few guys that picked up spots, but we also had a few guys that dropped some spots. And in particular, I'm looking at Mark Walls. Had a lot of difficulty in his qualifying effort, and I'm actually really excited by that because I want to see who can take advantage of it. We know Chad Barker's hungry. We saw it last weekend. We know Andrew Williams has obviously uh, qualified and finished up front throughout this season. So I'm excited to see what Mark can do back in traffic and see if anybody can take advantage of it.
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting because these trucks definitely have different characteristics as to when they're out front in clean air as to whether they're in the back in dirty air. So it'll be interesting to see if that's a equalizer tonight.
All right, and we got a few of the trucks on the grid right now, so let's go ahead and run you through our starting grid for tonight for the Hungry Dragon 150 here at Charlotte. You got Chad Barker on pole, Drew Lalonde starting in P2. Third went to Jeff Stabnow. Fourth is D. Palmer, and Andrew Williams going to round out your top five. Then you have Wayne Hutchinson in sixth, Sean Breitzman in seventh, Ray Partridge eighth, and Mark Walls and Trenton Barrington going to round out your top 10 in ninth and 10th respectively. Ryan Maines in 11th, Andy Vogt in 12th, Kip Leo 13th, Dan Stussy in 14th, 15th is John Ottenbacher, Gary LaViolette in 16th, Nathan Little 17th, Nicholas Bishop 18th, Carl Burke 19th, and 20th will be Gary Nichols. Scott Kukas, Brian Barnes, and Scott Hutchinson are going to round out your field.
Yeah, I'm going to give a little shout out to Nathan Little. This is his second race, I believe, in this series, and he's done a decent job. I mean, in his first race last weekend, he finished in 8th position. So it was a really, really good race for him. He held on. So any sponsors out there, check out the number 42 truck.
Pace car leading them on to the backstretch. Guys are getting formed up here. What do you say, guys? How quickly does that 29 truck find his way to the front?
I think it's going to take him a few laps. I won't give it to him just yet. I think we have a few competitors up front hungry for a win. A lot more hungry than Mark Walls will ever be, because he's been pretty satisfied this season and as well as last. So look out for Chad Barker, man. He's dangerous.
Yeah, and that 46 and 29, that'll be interesting too. Watch both those guys try to come to the front.
All right, pace car is off. Chad Barker has control of the field, waiting on the green flag.
Green flag.
And there it is. Green flag is out, and we are underway here. Really bad start from the 18. Drew Lalonde going to pull out to a very commanding lead on the high side there, rolling into turn one.
Yeah, but here comes 18 again on that inside, and he's got a runoff too. They're going to battle it out rolling into turn four.
A few drivers almost go 3 wide there. Luckily, they thought better of it. 31 side by side with the 18 out of 4 right now. 18 going to drive through the bottom lane right there, easily get that top spot. The 31's not letting him go just yet. Going to snag his bumper a little bit, let him know he's there.
And they are separating just a little bit from the 23 truck there, D. Palmer.
Yes, indeed. You're right. Back behind him, 1 and 67. They are side by side right now. The 67 trying to take that spot from him. Andrew started in the 5th position, trying to make his way up through the field as best he can, trying to hold the truck on the bottom there. Doing a pretty good job across the line. He'll get the bumper lead right there for that spot, but he's going to dive into turn 1 with Wayne Hutchinson still on his outside.
And I'm looking back here watching Mark Wall moves ahead just a little bit, but he and Sean Breitzman were fighting for that position like a dog on a bone there for a minute, but the 88 got a little bit of a pick there on Breitzman.
Yeah, that was a good battle right there. The one luckily got out of recovered that car a little bit. 24 down on the inside of Wayne Hutchinson right now. Ooh, almost squeezed him, and he did squeeze him into the wall there. Oh, one luckily saved that truck, the 88. Going just a little too much. Oh, in the back there.
89.
So 089, John Ottenbacher smacked the wall as hard as he could. Oh my goodness, that was tough. Gary LaViolette up front got it out of whack as well.
That was an accordion effect right there from the one getting into the wall. The 2 had to check up off the 17, 10, 16. Ottenbacher's been taking a pit road right now.
Yeah, quite a few people got upset by that wreck there. So keep an eye on this entire back end of the field right there that got involved.
Yeah, and they are nose to tail here now for about the first 15 positions or so. Mark
Yes,
Wall's now
indeed.
looking under Andrew Williams for the fifth spot, fourth spot.
Yeah, only looking for a moment, taking it away from about as fast as he can across the line. Mark Walls will be fourth this lap after having a nice start so far. Started in ninth position, made his way up to the fourth position so far.
He's bringing the 46 of Bryceman with him as he's working the inside of Jeff Stabnow to 24, coming off of turn 2, rolling down the backstretch, drag racing. Bryceman's got the preferred position on the bottom, heading off into turn 3. And they're on that high line, trying to make him. Nope, didn't get enough momentum coming off the turn. Bryceman's going to take over the 6th position from the 24.
And a couple more laps here, and as long as they stay green, we'll start seeing who's driving these trucks hard and who's cruising and planning on a long tire run.
Yeah, I want to mention in the back there, the teen of Nicholas Bishop. He got way out of whack there. I think he brushed the wall a little bit, lost a good 4 or 5 spots there, and is now seated in 21st position with the only car behind him, John Ottenbacher, who's down a lap.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the 31 is really long. He's definitely starting to test that race here. In fact, looked like, I thought he was going to dive in there for a second. But he's definitely starting to test him.
Yeah, 18 still out front, leading every single lap so far tonight. 31 Lalonde peeking to the inside, working their way off of 4, and that's Sim Stuff number 31. Got D. Palmer and Mark Walls under half a second. Separates into the second. Lalonde to the high side in 1.
And with Bryceman passing Andrew Williams as they're entering turn 1, it is now an all dog bear top 5, if I am correct.
Yes, indeed. Oh, that 31 is almost scary how close he gets to that 18 bump in the corner there. But I don't think he's going to test it too much to try to stay as close as possible to him. Back behind him, Mark Walls taking advantage of this slower car in the 23 of D. Palmer right now. Going to give him that spot, but it's early on, so we can't take him out of the race just yet. Only on lap 10 out of 100 so far. Mark Walls moving up steady through the field.
Real quick back here, the 089, John Ottenbacher right behind the 16 of Kip Leo. He's fighting with the 78 of Dan Stussy for that 13th position. Ottenbacher 2 laps down on the track right now after suffering heavy damage earlier in the race.
And we've got the 24, Jeff Stabnow, bringing the 88 truck with them. They're both trying to work their way past the 67 Andrew Williams as they enter turn 3 and 4. And actually the 2 truck of Trenton Barrington also trying to get a piece of this.
And it's a whole dog bear bottom lane right there. So if they get around Andrew Williams, that's going to put the top, I believe, 8 to dog bear. Andy Vogt coming up into the mix in Sasquatch Crossing.
And real quick, we've got
10.
the 31, Drew Lalonde, finally got his way up beside our leader, the 18. Well, man, what a run that 18 gets off the top row there, or the top line.
At 31 pushed up, got a little tight, and had to give leeway. Going to lose a spot there to Mark Walls. Mark Walls already up to P2, lap 13.
Yes, indeed. Coming up through the field with a vengeance, it seems. Back behind him, the 46 now, kind of following his lead in the 4th position. Sean Breitzman gaining some nice spots here.
We're noting again that Mark Walls started ninth because he blew a motor on lap 2 of his qualifying run. So that truck definitely had some speed just to show in qualifying.
You gotta be really careful qualifying these cars. You don't want to blow him up like that, but he has the speed. We see it, so it didn't really cost him too much. And luckily, he's made his way up through the field, and only has one more car to pass before he gets that lead again.
As fast as Mark Walls got up to the front, the 67 has fell back just as fast. He's back here in the 9th position, working his way around the 2 now to the inside of Trenton Barrington. And he has the 10 of Andy Vogt right behind him, battling for the 8th position. Side by side, Barrington squeezes him going through turn 2.
Talk about it. He is giving him no room at all. Up off the corner, the 67 is expecting a little bit of margin, but the 2 is not allowing it. That two's going to keep him held down, and that could hurt the two in the long run, so you got to be careful here. And you can see him, he's pushing back now on that high lane. The 67 is going to get the run on the bottom and clear him off the corner. Ooh, the 31 battling with the 18, 46 in the mix. Brightsman coming up on the bottom. 31 of Drew Lalonde now for third position. Can the 46 gain another spot? Of course, Mark Walls up in the lead. The 18 had a little bit of trouble there. See if Mark Walls can pull away. He had the speed to get through the field. See how far away he can get. Lap 16 now. Going to lap 17. Still side by side. 31 and the 46 into turn 2 now. Ooh, the 18's drifting back. The 31's going to have to lift for that.
Brightsman with a huge run off turn 2 there. Great exit. He's going to come out of this most likely. Well, here comes the 18 again on the top side there.
31 almost shoved a bumper to the back of the 46 right there, working their way off of 4, and that is music to Mark Wallace's eyes right now as they are battling back here. He is slowly pulling away over half a second lead right now over this second group of guys as Brightsman takes over the second spot. Drew Lalonde underneath the 18, trying to take over third from Chad Barker, and D. Palmer's back in the mix here, back in 5th.
Yes, indeed. D. Palmer's not giving up at all.
Ooh,
the
18
scrapes the wall. Yes, indeed. You are correct. 22 going to snag a little bit of that grass, trying to avoid him. 18's going to have some damage on that right side. He's going to try and keep it up to speed, though. Try and stay in this top 5 for now before hopefully a caution coming out so he can repair some of that damage. But for now, he's going to just try and settle in the best he can.
So 2 names we're really familiar with here out front, Walls and Brightsman.
Yes,
Maybe something about having
Crosses out.
It's for the 10 of Andy Vogt. The 10 of Andy Vogt on the backstretch. Oh! He gets hit by the 13 of Nicholas Bishop. Oh,
Hashtag
my
breaks.
goodness.
They just lost it in the middle of turn 1 and 2 and just about had it saved and locked him up, drifted back up the track. 4, I don't know how he got by that initially. And trying to get off the racing surface in 13, just, woof. Nicholas Bishop.
Yeah, he did a good job at saving it, though, once he hit the 10. Almost drifted to the side there, but he saved it, so it was well done by him. 10 is definitely going to have to use his one faster pair. I can tell you for sure that the 089 has used one of his faster pairs, so we have a couple of guys that have already had to use him in the first 20 laps.
And leaders to pit road right now being led by the 29, Mark Walls. Brightsman sitting in second right now, and Lalonde rolling down. Now Walls is going to be a little bit unfamiliar with his pit stall being this far back. So let's see if he can hit his marks and get a good stop. And it looks like he overshot a little bit, had to back up. Brightsman in nice, 88 overshoots in front of the 29.
Oh, 24, having a little bit of problems there.
Come on,
want to
lucky
mention,
18. I'm
while
feeling
they're
lucky
pitting.
18.
You're the
78.
78.
Two-tire stop.
First.
Dan Stussy.
Oh, man.
Brightsman,
The Brightsman out. Oh, what a
Walls,
little
and
race for
Lalonde at the
third.
line. I don't know how close that was.
Yeah, that was, I believe that was easily the Walls there, but it was very close. It
We're going
was
to have
very
to
close.
highlight a wreck here on the pits as well. Andy Vogt trying to come into his pit stall. It looks like, from my point of view,
It looked like he just stopped, didn't it?
he completely miffed, reversed, and just about ran Gary LaViolette over and up.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, wow. Got to be careful there. I do want to mention, while these guys are finishing their stops, the 089 of John Ottenbacher received the lucky dog, so he will be he'll be going from 2 to 1 lap down.
Now,
One extra lap down through that cycle.
the 78 of Dan Stussy coming back down pit road. Not sure what's going on here. Not sure if he just didn't have his pit set up or what.
I don't know. That's highly unfortunate if he didn't have it set up right. He is taking right side tires right now, so it's definitely looking like a 4-tire stop. But new leader now, Sean Brightsman takes the lead coming off of pit road after a little bit of miscue from the 29 Bolt Vapes machine. Lalonde in second, and D. Palmer coming off the pit road in fourth.
So what's the best line to start here if you're on the front row at Charlotte? Do you want to be inside? You want to be outside? What do you think?
I would say inside, just for the simple fact of, the high side didn't really get that much of momentum on the initial start. Now, if these boys are wound up, I would probably, a little bit faster, get a little bit more speed going into turn one. I'd say take the outside, but there's just not enough justification to take the outside here for me.
Yeah, normally I would play devil's advocate, but I actually do agree with you. I think the inside on those fresh tires on a restart is absolutely the lane to choose. Now, if the top 10 did not have fresh tires, I'd say maybe the outside. Because if you guys are about equal in speed and you didn't have the tires, you might want that run on the high side. But at this point, I think you're absolutely right. I think that inside lane is the lane to choose.
Speaking of the 29 truck, the Volt Vapes machine, want to give a shout out to our fellow broadcaster and owner of Volt Vapes, Donovan Johns. I know he's out there in Sacramento watching us on his laptop somewhere. We'll see you next week there, brother.
That's a slick looking paint, I have to say. It's kind of got a little, although I may not approve of this, kind of got a little bit of a Jimmy Johnson vibe going on there.
Yeah, I've noticed pretty much all of the Dog Bear paints have been NASCAR inspired.
Yeah.
But I really like the 31 with the Woody. I think that looks really nice.
That is a nice touch. Yeah, I enjoy that one.
All right, pace car making a hard left-hand turn down to the pit lane. Brightsman has control of the field, and we are under green flag conditions. Good restart from the outside lane. Brightsman not going to be able to pull away here as they head off into turn number one. Oh, it's light on the outside. Brightsman's clear.
And 31's clear as well.
Yes, indeed. That was a great start by that bottom lane right there. The 29 did not get a good start. And I think Sean Brightsman's going to like that as he goes through turn 3 right now. 31 staying in second and side by side. The 18 is battling hard with the 29. 29 is going to get that speed off the corner though as he takes a little bit of that spot. Yeah, he's going to go right down in front of the 18.
Yeah, hard charging already, just shy of a quarter of the way through the race. We're at lap 25 of 100 right now.
That move Mark Wall's made just now, that shows complete trust in your spotter.
Yeah.
Because see, if he was clear by an inch, I would be surprised.
That was a nice little transfer of power we had right there. The 31 in second. I mean, that was just a smooth transition. He went up, Mark Wall right on into second, and 31 slipped right back down. It's like he lost no time. Oh, man. 29's coming, guys. 29 is on the 46's bumper. Into turn 3 they go. The 46 is going to give him the lane. The 29 is going to take advantage of it, go to the bottom side, see if he can drive through here. Almost clipping the apron, but he's got to watch it right there as he carries the speed off of the corner across the line. He will lead that lap. Mark Walls will in the 29 truck.
And it'd be better for the 46 to go ahead back off here, dive back into the inside lane, save his tires to make another run at the 29. Meanwhile, back here, it looks like
Brightsman's not done.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, Mark Walls not giving him much room here.
Yeah,
46 expecting some.
46 gave plenty of room for him to pass him. And, this early in the race, I don't understand why
46
we got so
led
much
that
tension
lap.
right there.
Those last two laps by Brightsman and Walls, that is some top level driving right there. Here they go again. We're not done yet.
Goodness, the 29, he wants that lead, he wants it bad. The 46, though, not willing to give it up. They are battling side by side right now. The 46 gonna do exactly what the 29 did to him, not give him any room, but off the corner, he's gonna show him what he's got. Across the line, a little bit of a hey guys, I'm here, I think is what he said. I want the lead too.
He's definitely putting the pressure on the 29. If they keep racing like this, we're going to end up having a wreck.
I think they're both trying to side draft, and they're both not doing such a good job. You need one car to stay relatively still in their lane, but both of them are moving around quite a bit. That 46 is going to give him the spot for now, but he's trying to get some run up on the high side across the line.
Brightsman still fighting hard on the outside.
And
Looks
this-
like he's going to have to give it up right here, but ooh. They close.
I tell you what, fresh tires makes everyone feel like a hero.
Want to highlight a battle back in the pack, guys. Wayne Hutchinson is battling side by side with the aid of Gary Nichols right now. Hutchinson going to dive into that corner. You see him. They just not able to hold it on the high side. The one's easily going to get that position. That is for 17th on the track right now, trying to make his way up after losing a couple spots on pit lane last time by.
And back up front, we're still not done yet. Brightsman's got a nose in underneath the 29. Brightsman wants the lead back. Walls is pinching pretty close there, coming off the turn. Brightsman looks like he'll have the advantage at the stripe, but not by much. Dead even heat. Actually, Mark Walls led that last lap by 0-0-0.
And want to give a shout out to the 88 Ray Partridge. He is back here really working, trying to get into the top 5 here. Got Andrew Williams with him. And they are trying to work past the 23 of D. Palmer.
Yeah, goodness, we've got battles all over the racetrack right now. The lead looks like it's starting to settle for just the time being as the 29 lets the 46 go. Sean Brightsman will take the lead right there, as you just mentioned. Ray Partridge coming up on the bottom side of the 23 of D. Palmer, but he's up on the top there. He's going to lose some time. The 67 has not cleared the 23. The 23 knows this. Has to hang to that high side. The 67 going to take advantage of that on the low lane, but he can't quite hold it down. There's Jeff Stab now behind him, giving him a little bit of room. He's going to drift up here. Almost going single file as the 67 still losing some time right now. D. Palmer not giving up on the 88 though.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Devin not giving up on that 67 either.
Yeah, we've got quite a few battles going on around the track. We've got Dan Stucci just past the 8 of Gary Nichols with a 089 trying to gain some positions right now. We can gain him on the track, but it won't gain on the leaderboard because he is down a lap. 089 though in position for the Lucky Dog as they own the car. 1 lap down right now.
So it looks like things have settled down, at least for our top 5 here.
Now I'm watching Trenton Barrington right now. He was side by side with the 16 of Kip Leo. Oh, wow. Watch the crossover move here as Kip Leo goes to the high side. The 2 trying to dive down low. Won't get there. Won't have the speed. 16 of Kip Leo is going to load to the bottom lane right now as the 2 just gets his lane cut off. Has to slow down for the time being as he's going to drift back further and further to the 68 of Gary LaViolette right now.
And definitely want to highlight the 16. That is the race sponsor there, the HungryDragon.com machine. Big thanks to him for all that he does for the Northwest Truck Series. And good job on cracking the top 10 here.
Yeah, whenever we've had long green flag runs in this series, it seems like he tends to steadily move forward. And the same could be said for the 17 of Ryan Maines just ahead of him. They seem to be a little better on longer runs, and they just don't have that ridiculous speed for the first 10, 12 laps or so.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the 67 of Andrew Williams and the 24 of Jeff Stab now. This is 7th and 8th on the track right now, coming across the line to complete lap 37 on lap 38 of 100 so far. The 67 trying to keep him off his tail, but the 24 is not going away.
And three-way battle back here for the 9th position. 16 Kip Leo underneath the number 17 Ryan Maines, working their way down the backstretch. Kip Leo has the advantage here right now, as he's going to have to dive into turn 3. He's going to get tight, pushing up. Trenton Barrington, 3-wide situation. Trenton Barrington to the inside of the 16. Scary situation. LaViolette's going to capitalize in the grass.
Ooh, talk about it. Oh my goodness, I don't know how he held that car down there.
And as
Get that spot. Gary's up to the 11th position so far, and we've got a battle up in the 6th position right now, 5th and 6th. Steve Palmer is battling side by side with the 18 of Chad Barker.
Yeah, just ahead of 88 Ray Parker. You got to give another shout out to him. He just completed a pass on the 18 there and put himself up into 4th place. So he's charging hard on this long green flag run here. Definitely seems to be more suited to his truck.
And we almost have a battle for the lead yet again. Mark Walls knocking at the back door of the 46. Going to peek to the inside. No, he's not. He's going to stay in line going into turn 3. He's there. He just needs to get a fender in. Working their way off of 4. Brightsman still has the advantage here. Mark Walls looking to the inside. He's there.
Good Lord, he almost made that lane and see the car down there. They're going to go side by side to this corner. The 29 trying to keep it to the bottom. The 29 was very adamant about keeping the 46 as low as possible through the field. I wonder if the 46 is going to do the same to him.
I don't know. With these tires as worn as they are, I would actually be doing what the 46 is doing. He pushed up tight right there. Going to give the lead back to Mark Walls here on lap 41 of 100. And Drew Lalonde making a pass for second place.
Yes, indeed. Maybe he saved his tires for 88, guys. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's going to scrape the wall just a little bit and then hit it again. Oh, that was such a beautiful save for a moment there. But he did end up getting to the wall. The caution does not come out. He's trying to get back up to speed so far. He will do it right now. Just got to keep that truck under speed. Oh, the 2 spins to 17. Yes, indeed. 17. Oh, my. What a catch. How did Ryan Maines do that?
He's still saving it.
Oh, my Lord. The 16 even gave him some room to save it. That's what I'm talking about. 43 laps completed out of 100, guys. And we've only had 1 caution so far. What a race we've been treated to.
And that was, I got to give a shout out to the 16, Kip Leo. He had every opportunity to run over the 17.
The 10 of Andy Vogt has spun out again on the backstretch. He's going to get it going again. Let's see if he can not bring up the caution. He's back up to speed. Don't spin it. There we go.
Yeah, he is off the racing surface right now as the leaders are coming up on him exiting turn 4. I think we'll be all right here.
Yeah, we should be just fine as long as he keeps it down on the apron right now. Those cars are going to go around them. Got to keep it low. For the 31. Oh, the 46.
46 trying to get a little
exciting.
A little low-speed side draft there or something.
Yeah, a little bit.
And Brightsman and Lalonde battling again for second place. Lalonde to the high side, Brightsman on the inside, 46.
And we got
taking it. The caution is out.
16, the 16 of Kip Leo. Oh,
16,
and
17, and Ryan Maines is involved.
17 is involved as well. See if we can see what. Oh my goodness! Through turn 4, the 16. Oh no, it was the 17. I apologize. It was the 17. Ooh. He got loose, just came down, and flipped the 16 into the wall. Kip Leo's easily gonna have to get that fast repair now. He completely trashed that truck, unfortunately.
Yeah, hard impact for that 16 there.
And you know, at that angle, I'm sure that took Kip Leo by such surprise. He thought something broke on his truck.
A really good night. That was a big hit by him. Well, shout out to the 089 of John Ottenbacher, who was able to hold on enough for Andy Vogt to go down a lap, and John Ottenbacher should receive the lucky dog this time by. I want to highlight a few drivers. So far, we've got Gary Laviolette up front. We've got him in the 7th position. He qualified 16th, so he's gained quite a few positions here. I'm going to highlight the 4 of Brian Barnes, qualified in 22nd, is in 12th right now. A couple guys gaining some spots as the leaders come into pit lane. Oh man, these guys coming into pit lane right now. Oh, Andy Vogt just getting out in time as the leaders come into their pits. Looks like everyone pretty much hit their box perfectly, it seems. And watch these guys change the right sides and the lefts. See who can get out first. The 29 is out. The 46 is out.
Ooh,
barely
it's gonna be a drag race.
31.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, the 31 at the line. The 46 beats the 29 out. 23 out as well.
Those wooden panels are paying dividends tonight.
Oh yes, close between the 53 and the 67 coming out for 5th. I believe that Carl Burke might have took a 2-tire stop there or something.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like he did indeed. A couple of drivers gaining some position. I do want to highlight, guys, the 18 of Chad Barker is all the way back in the 14th position. If I'm seeing this correctly, his pit stop took 25 seconds.
It might have been to repair a little bit of damage. I believe I can see the Yeah, the spoiler on the right-hand side of that truck is a little jacked. So, sitting there getting some cosmetic stuff done. Save that fast repair, put that in the pocket for later on in the race. New leader, Drew Lalonde.
And I didn't see who it was, but somebody else dove back down on the pit lane there just now. That is that's the 089 John Ottenbacher back on the pit lane.
Yeah, we've got the
Or I
089
guess
of
he's
John
on the pit.
Ottenbacher who received the lucky dog, so he will be on pit lane right now. On his lonesome right, he's got no one else to pit with because I believe everyone pit that time. Now he does have someone more laps down than he is, and that's Andy Vogt, who just spun on the back straight. So he actually pitted before that caution came out, so unfortunately he lost another lap as well. So he is down 2 laps. Andy Vogt is.
And it doesn't look like the 91 of Scott Hutchinson actually came out to race tonight, so he's going to sit there and take provisional points in 23rd.
Yeah, that's not the first time that's happened, actually, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. I just mentioned Andy Vogt. I want to point out he will get one of those laps back by doing the wave around because he beat the leaders off pit lane, so he will be 1 lap down on this restart.
This is pretty good here. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go back to green, completing lap 49 of 100. So the next time that they come back to the stripe, we will be halfway. Only 2 cautions so far this race. About 3 or 4 different lead changes, I believe, and still have 21 trucks on the lead lap. So it's a good showing for these boys out here tonight.
Yeah, I do want to get you guys a quick race summary before we go back to green here. Our current leader is Drew Lalonde. He is gained that spot on pit lane. He has led 2 laps this race. We have 48 laps completed out of a total of 100 scheduled. We have had 8 lead changes, a couple lead changes on the track. That was very fun to watch. We'll keep our eyes out for more changes to come. We've had 2 cautions so far for 8 laps. We've had a couple single car spins, but they've been able to save it or pit under green. So for the most part, it's been a pretty clean race.
And how about the 31 on his sponsorship? $20 for the Northwest Truck Series Rookie of the Year this year. So good on them for that.
Absolutely.
Pace car is off. Drew Lalonde is gone. Green flag is back out into the air. Pretty good jump from the 29, though. 29 did sense that pretty good side by side with 46, heading off into turn number 1.
Yeah, the 46 got off, but not quite quick enough. The 29 is going to take that spot. The 23 diving there on the bottom is going to be able to take that spot. See the 46 hanging tight out there, trying to make his way as fast as he can to hang on here. The 46 going to squeeze down on the 23 right now as they come through the corner. The 67 almost drafted him. Oh,
Ooh,
23,
yep.
46.
I was just going to say, here comes the bottle rocket. 67, Andrew Williams.
You got to be careful here. He's always been very fast in these types of racetracks, and he's always been very determined. So it's good to see him up right now about halfway for this race, and he is up near the top 5 in 5th position.
And look behind the 67. You have the 68, Gary LaViolette, trying to make an appearance in the top 5 for the first time tonight. And that Sargent's place machine. Right behind him, Carl Burke, the 53, under fire from the 24. 53 did take 2 tires that last pit stop. And big shout out to the 4, Brian Barnes, all the way in the top 10 so far tonight.
Yeah, back up front, guys, we have the 29 and the 31. Very racy right now. The 29 has gotten back by him. Mark Walls is about to lead his 18th lap right now as the 31's trying to keep up close to him. About a little bit of shuffling in the back there. We can hear over there. Oh my goodness, look at this pack. The 1 is side by side with the 42 of Nathan Little. Oh, the 17.
Oh, there goes the 18.
Oh, Chad Barker is not happy about that.
Oh, 16.
Oh, the 8.
Oh,
10,
10.
Oh my goodness.
Major.
We got the 16 with the blown motor. We got the 10 with the second blown motor. That's probably going to be the end of his night.
I can tell you right now, the 10 and the 16 are out. Both of them have already used their quick repair. I've seen it. There's they are done. The 18, you could hear it as they were racing. We were listening into those radios, and we could hear it the second he was touched. That 18 said he could not believe that just happened, and it is the second race in a row. And he took a hard shot from the 88 of Ray Partridge as he was spinning, so that did not end quickly for him. Almost flipped over there.
And keep an eye on Kip Leo during that wreck, too. He had it slowed down. 13 runs over to 8 behind him, and the 8 just careens into the back of the 16 Vote. Slams into the passenger side of that truck, and that's pretty much going to take Kip Leo out of the race for tonight.
And it's a shame because cars like that, you think you have it, saved, and then all of a sudden someone comes in and wipes you out.
And now you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna tell you why that happened to the 16. He's got green on that car.
Guys, I want to point out the leaders are pitting, and one leader stayed out. It is the 67 of Andrew Williams, has stayed out and led his first lap so far with 46 laps to go.
Yeah, we're only looking at, I'm under practice. We're only looking at about 3 to 4 laps of green flag racing on that set of tires. So that might be a good strategy call. I mean, we're halfway through the race right now. He's more than likely going to have to pit at least one more time.
Shout out to Brian Barnes picking up some spot. Brian Barnes is qualified in 22nd, didn't get a qualifying time in. He is now back up to the 6th position. My goodness, what a race for him.
Brian Barnes, you know, I've raced with him for a few years, and he's one of these guys, he doesn't put any time into a qualifying setup, so he never qualifies well. But I've seen him drive up through more fields. I mean, it's crazy how good he races, and he just doesn't really care about qualifying. I think he just likes to race.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you can make it up through the field and you get the luck you need trying to stay out of these wrecks, then you can absolutely make it through this and get yourself a win. We'll see if he can do it. I do want to mention, talked over the radio for a moment, Andy Vogt is pretty much out of the race. He has 31 minutes of repairs. He's decided he's not even going to attempt that 31 minutes. He's going to bring it right to the garage.
Yeah, I mean, if this thing goes green, it would be over before they even got the engine out. So,
yeah, which is really unfortunate to see because Andy Vogt is such a good racer, and just sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Yeah, and real quick before this thing gets sorted out here, just got to give a tough luck award to Kip Leo, man. That's 2 wrecks he really didn't have any part of, and
absolutely no part of,
and both of them
whatsoever.
Both of them cost him a good run tonight. So tough luck, you know, as always next week. And just remember, as much as we love racing, it's only pixels. I have to go fix $100,000 worth of truck.
Chad Barker, man, I really hate seeing this. He's just sitting on pit lane. Of course, he's repairing those that truck that he got heavily damaged with that last wreck. I just hate seeing that because he is one of the most determined drivers in this league, and it just breaks my heart to see his truck there on pit lane. But sooner or later, that luck has to change, and I really hope it is sooner rather than later.
He's eventually going to have his time, and I hope we're there to see him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're forming up 2 by 2 again, getting ready to go to the restart here, and we've got Andrew Williams out front. I'm not sure we haven't seen him out front for restarts too much this year, so I'm not sure exactly how he's going to handle this, if he's going to go right when the pace car pulls in, or he's actually going to wait for the green flag.
Well, that lane, the lane behind him, the car beside him, all he can see is Dog Bear Racing. So he has no one to communicate with. He's going to go whenever he feels like it.
And here comes the pace car, going to roll him off at turns 3 and 4. They're ready to take that trip back down to the pit lane to go rest up for a couple laps, I have a feeling. And the 67 is gone. There he goes, green flag. Andrew Williams got a good jump on the field. Let's see how long he can hold it, though.
Yeah, everyone's really spread out at the front right now. The 67 got a really good start right there. The 46 going to slide into second. 29 into third, and fourth right now. Drew Lon is going to take that spot. The 4 of Brian Barnes going to sit in the 5th position. That top 5 is single file. Back behind him, the 23 of D. Palmer side by side with the 53 of Carl Burke, who has shown some really good speed this season. See if he can hold it. He cannot, as he's going to drift back into the 7th position right now, and that is basically your top 10 then, a single file.
So we got 2 out of 5 trucks in the top 5 non-dog bear. It's basically a dog bear sandwich. We got the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place cars all dog bear, and then we got 2 the 67 running with Kip Leo with the Hungry Dragon, and then Brian Barnes, who's an independent as well.
Yeah, but don't expect the 67 just to give these guys this spot right now. He said of the radio he wanted to lead some laps. He just wanted to get this race going a little bit quicker if he can, and just try and make it to the end. And although that's all he wants to do, he's not going to go easy here.
Yeah, under
Yep,
5.
he's going to
Brightsman
try
right
to protect that bottom, but he can't. And here comes Brightsman.
Brightsman's got to be careful here because he was very close to touching that bumper. If he did, it was the slightest touch, but still got to be careful as he's going to take that bottom lane. He's going to have that drive off with those fresh tires. 67 going to try and squeeze into the 2nd spot here. The 29 looking for a lane. He's trying to decide where he wants to go. He's going to decide on the bottom there. The 67 going to move back just a little bit. The 29 trying to get that drive off and take advantage of that speed.
Walls with a deep run into turn 3, gets the quarter panel, and he's going to have a run off turn 4 here.
Yes, indeed, you see it across that line, almost even. I mean, that was crazy even right there. 2 thousandths of a second split those drivers right there in the 29, the 67, and 67 going to lose some time. Oh no, the 31. Sorry about the 31. Across the back bumper, 67 almost, but they are getting too close for my comfort, I'll tell you that much. But these drivers are talented. They know how to drive these trucks, and they're showing it right now. The 31 is going to take it low on the 67. 7 does have more laps on his tires, and that might be what's giving it away here. And that 31 is going to take it into turn 1 and easily take that spot.
Yeah, and that's the downside of Charlotte. It is so abrasive that even 4 laps on tires makes such a huge difference.
Yeah, I want to highlight the 1 is side by side with the 17 right now. The 1 of Wayne Hutchinson, the 17 of Ryan Maines, the 42 of Nathan Little getting a battle back here. He's going to lose a little bit of time. The 17 has to lift to try and get out of that lane behind the 42. The 1 truck still trying to keep it steady below the 42 right now. This is Nathan Little's 2nd race of the season, and he's doing a pretty good job so far. In the 12th position, he's going to have to float up a little bit. Going to lose some time right there. The 17 going to get by him as well. But Nathan Little trying his best in 13th position right now. Also want to highlight the 089 of Don Adenbacher. Received 2 lucky dogs and is back on the lead lap right now in 15th position.
So Brightsman setting the pace up front, but Mark Walls in that 29, he's been able to catch him pretty much every time. So it's interesting how this plays out here. If it goes green the rest of the way, we got 35 laps to go.
Got a side-by-side battle here. I want to highlight real quick the 53 of Carl Burke was side-by-side with the 88 of Ray Partridge. The 53 thinking about a crossover move. The 88 going to give him room. Barely, but the 53 is going to drag through the grass right there. I think that's what's going to slow him down, as the 1 has to slow down. The 17 has to slow down as well. Up in front of him, the 4 is side by side with the 24 of Jeff Stabb now. Brian Barnes trying to do the best he can as he is in 7th position right now. We noted his qualifying effort was null because he did not even attempt to put down a lap, but he has shown speed as he's trying to make his way up through the field. That 88 is going to take it to his low side and give him some competition for 8th position right now.
Yeah, and behind them we got 4 trucks just trying to work their way past the 17 of Ryan Maines here. And looks like they just about got it sorted out here.
Man, they're really giving any room right now. That 17 is drifting up on the high side right there. So he gets a really, really good run there off the corner, but the 53 did not. That's going to slow the 17 down. The 2 side by side with the 17. Look at the right now as the 2 is just trying to make his way through. The 53 is going to lose a spot to the 1 as the 17 drifts up. He's going to lose that spot to the 2. And the 42 of Nathan Little is just trying to pick his lane right now.
And the 53 was like Gandalf there. You shall not pass.
He was trying his best, that is for sure. That 2 of Trenton Barrington doing a good job to hang on right now in 12th position, trying to make his way up to battle the 53 of Carl Burke, who had a decent restart. Ooh, the 4 of Brian Barnes losing a lot of time right now. Sorry about that. The 1 truck just absolutely rolled past him. 3 wide for a moment. Oh, goodness. The 17 of Ryan Maines, as if his night wasn't exciting enough. Just had that, was able to save it. Thankfully, the 42 on his outside trying to gain that spot is not going to do it. The 17 does not want to give up any more positions than he has to, but that 42 is battling back on that high side.
And back out front, it's more of the same right now. Sean Bryceman in the 46 showing the way. Mark Walls in second. And the 31 of Drew Lalonde in third as they work their way around the lap 13 of Nicholas Bishop. 67 of Andrew Williams still running fourth. Actually looks to be starting to make up a little bit of that space he lost. So not completely over for him yet here, especially if we stay green.
Yeah, that driver that they're passing is 13 of Nicholas Bishop. Having some troubles right now. His truck is very, very slow. The 68 coming up on his bumper, the 24 coming up on his bumper. Got to be careful here with his speed being so slow right now. He's riding that top lane. He's got to give these guys room to go by. They are so much quicker than him. And Nicholas Bishop is in the 19th position right now, 1 lap down, but losing quite a bit of time. I'm keeping an eye right now on Ray Partridge in the 88. The 1 just absolutely diving in on him right now. Wayne Hutchinson trying to make his way back up to the front. Oh, his caution just come out. That is for the 17 of Ryan Maines on the backstretch. Yep, and the 13 was involved in that as well. The 13 was very slow. The 17 was drifting high and could not get by him, got into the wall, and ended up spinning himself out there. So a single car incident. Danon Bucker trying to make his way through. The 78 making his way through. It's really just the 17 trying to get past a lap down car, got into the wall.
Pace car gathering up the field here in 3 and 4. And so the strategy, I would say, pays off for the 67. He's going to be coming into the pits here in 4th. And so fresh tires for everybody with about 24 laps to go when they go green again.
Yeah, I think...
it's going to be a sprint to the finish. I got to believe everybody's going to take 4 here. There's nobody going to take 2.
Oh, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Well, the 67, if you look at it, probably would have come out pit lane 5th, and he held on for 4th. So really, he definitely didn't lose anything on that. So it wasn't the worst strategy by him, but you're right. Everyone coming to the pits, and I believe if this race goes like I think it is, this might be the last stop for these guys. Ooh, the 88.
I tell you what,
Ray Partridge missed his pit stall.
Yeah, the 31, he broke a little early and had to keep rolling. So I believe this is going to hurt him on exit here. And that's definitely going to hurt the 31. He's coming out in about 4th, I think.
4th, yes, you're right, absolutely. But in front of him, Carl Burke with an interesting pit stop there. It took 2 tires. He's in 3rd right now. He's trying to mix up this Dog Bear Racing crew. Doing a good job.
As my daddy used to say, sometimes you're the bug and sometimes you're the windshield. I believe he's going to be the bug.
Quite possibly. I don't know about that call. With 20, let's say 25 by the time we get going here. Might not be in the best position, but who knows? He has shown speed this season, so he might be able to get back up there and have a little bit to give these guys.
18, Chad Barker coming down. Not sure what's going on with him. I don't know if he's just got damage to fix or what.
Yeah. Yeah, the 18 of Chad Barker, he ended up going 4 laps down after all of that mix-up. Had to stay in pit lane for longer than he expected. And because of that, lost way too many laps to be in contention for that lucky dog. And because of that, the 13 of Nicholas Bishop received it. That puts him back on the lead lap there. And Chad Barker will now be in position for the lucky dog. But again, 4 laps down. to get 4 lucky dogs in 26 laps, I don't believe it will happen.
So the 29 of Mark Walls in the Volt Vapes machine out front with the 46 Sean Brightsman rocking the Walls Beard Co. sponsorship. 53 of Carl Burke, who's going to drop like a rock on this restart. And the 31 of Drew Lalonde in the Sim Stuff machine, and the 23 of G. Palmer in the Sargent's Place machine. That's your top 5 coming back to this restart when they go green. And then you've got the 67, the Hungry Dragon machine. Andrew Williams going to see if he can do something here with 4 fresh tires. He's showed improvement throughout the race. It's just a question whether he can do something with this entire Dog Bear team in front of him.
I want to give you guys one more race summary real quick before we go back to green. Mark Walls, our leader right now, has led 21 laps on the day and actually has not led the most laps of the day. That goes to Sean Brightsman right now with 29 laps led so far. We've completed 75 out of 100 scheduled laps, have had 12 lead changes, so quite a bit of action up front. That's always very good to see. We've had 4 cautions so far for 15 laps, and we will restart with 24 laps to go.
Well, it looks like Brightsman or Walls, they've both been the dominant trucks of the day, but any of those trucks in, I would say, the top 5, short of Carl Burke with the 2-tire stop, I would say any one of those 5 have a shot here at the end. Again, we don't know what will happen with cautions, but if this thing goes green, it's going to be one of those top 5, I think, that pulls out the victory here.
All right, pace car is making his way down the pit lane. Mark Walls has control of the field, and he is gone. Green flag back out on the speedway here.
Ooh, 23 at Deep Palmer. He's already been struck by the 53. Bad restart right there. But the 53 is trying to hang on as best he can. That 29 easily taking that restart from the 46, and they're going to go single file 1-2. Back behind him, though, the 31 side by side with the 53. 53 of Carl Burke's hanging on right now as best he can. And the 67, oh my goodness, can you put a piece of paper between them? With the side by side with the 23 of D. Palmer, they're trying to get through this, let's call it a traffic jam right now, trying to get through Carl Burke and the 31.
Walls and Brightsman out front, putting about 7 or 8 car lengths between themselves and the battle between the 31 and the 53 for third. And they got to be loving this, want to get some space and then sort it out between the two of them.
Yeah, that 67 got really low in the 23. The 23 had a little bit of a shake right there. The 53, I think we are now starting to see what kind of effect 2 tires has on that truck. The 67 going to take it high. On the 53, can he get that drive off? It really looks like he can. The 53 is going to go very low right now to try and keep it clean. The 23, I think D. Palmer sees what the 67 did and is going to try and do the same thing as back behind them. The 24 is side by side with the 68 of Garrett LaViolette right now. These guys are just trying to make their way past the 53 of Carl Burke.
Yeah, and for the 53, the bill has come due for that 2-tire stop. He is really starting to drop some space here on the track. 23 of D. Palmer looking to the outside. And then there's just a mad wad of about 5 trucks behind him there.
Yeah, you could say that. We've got 2 by 2 right now. Again, D. Palmer taking it to the high side. He's going to have the drive off there. He's going to gain that 5th position. Jeff Stabenow going to take it immediately to the 53 truck, trying to pass on the high side. And all these trucks are seeing these passes on the high side. Pull it off right now as back up front. I'm looking at Mark Walls, and he is not pulling away from the 46 yet.
No, and we are under 20 to go. So if you've got anything left in the tank, now's the time. They got to go.
It looks like they almost touched a little bit, but I think the 46 just had such a good drive off there. Back behind the 29, they're going to take it side by side and turn 1. The 31's not giving up either. Look at the 31. What a drive through that corner he had. The 46 easily clearing the 29. The 29 trying to hang on, but that 31 is there.
So Brightsman to the point. And Wall's not sure what happened to him. He just lost some speed there. Not able to come back. Not able to come back on Bryceman like he was earlier. Be interesting to see what happens here as this race unfolds. About 17 and a half laps to go here. Does the streak come to an end tonight?
Who knows? But you know, this has happened before. We've seen this before. This is not new. Mark Walls has been passed towards the end of the race, and he's gotten right back up to the front. So I'm not going to give up just yet, but we have 17 laps to go. The 31 hanging on, the 29 hanging on, and the 46 just not pulling away. So got to keep a close eye on this.
Now, if this stays green, speaking of green, back there in fourth, the 67, Andrew Williams.
Yes, indeed. But if this goes green, and I think you guys will agree, who is better at saving their tires than Mark Walls?
Yeah, no one.
No one. You are correct. No one is. And that's exactly why I mentioned it. So the 40, I'm wondering if Mark Walls did this on purpose. I'm wondering if he's letting the 46 out and just letting him go.
Yeah.
Keeping the 31 at bay for him to attack late in this race.
Definitely a possibility as they close in here on the 13 of Nicholas Bishop here. Never know what's going to happen with the lap truck here.
Yeah, and Nicholas Bishop is so I'm not sure. There's got to be something very wrong with that truck. He is extremely under speed right now. He's going at 158, 160 off the corner. The 67 just passed him, going 180, 186. So this is a very huge difference in speed here. Yeah, not sure what's wrong with that 13, but luckily these leaders are getting past him just fine, and hopefully that does continue. I want to highlight, guys, the 089 of John Ottenbacher. He has been your Lucky Dog winner twice so far, and he is all the way up to 11th position. What a good rebound for him. And of course, behind him, we see the 53 of Carl Burke, who again took those 2 tires, not working out for him at all.
And you know, I gotta think, it's one thing to be letting Sean Bryceman burn his stuff off, but now the 31, Drew Lalonde, has really threatened Mark Walls for the last lap and a half here for that second place position. I'm wondering if the setup has gone away from Walls there just a little bit.
Yeah, he might have a little bit of a short run truck right now. We really don't know. I mean, Sean Breitzman, it looks like he's getting to a lead, but then right there this corner, we see the 29 gain. So it's very tough to tell as the 46 is just trying to bring it on home. Crossing the line right now, we have 12 laps to go.
And you know, it's always funny in Charlotte. You give it about 10 laps on a green flag run, and the field gets so spread out. It doesn't matter what class, whether it's Class A, Class B, or the trucks here. It seems like they all do this.
Telling you what, I think that 31, he's trying to be, I think he, with his teammate in front of him, he's trying to be respectful, but also he needs to get by. It's very simple for the 31. You go now or you don't go at all, and it looks like he's trying his best to. He's trying to get the 29 out of whack a little bit as best he can without wrecking him right now, and just not going to be able to get there. That 29 doing a really good job at blocking, trying to keep him at bay.
He's almost going to have to just back off a little bit through 1 and 2 and get a run through off of turn 2.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to try and get a little bit of that drop right there. The 29 had a nice run through the corner there. 31 not going to be able to gain as much time as he normally would. But that 46, slowly and surely, pulling away just a little bit. You can see him going out of view more and more towards the end of this. But the 29, I'm telling you, is not giving up. He will dig as best he can across the line. 9 laps to go.
We're going on board with the 31 of Drew Lalonde as he tries to find a way around this blue 29 truck that seems to be 15 feet wide for him all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think Mark might be pulling a Kyle Busch, racing 3 wide with himself.
Yeah, and I'm just curious what's happened with that 29, or whether maybe Reitzman was just holding back a little bit here for the end of the race and has just gone As they say in NASA, Max Q.
Quite possibly. Hey guys, I want to highlight back in the pack right now the 089 side by side with the 1. This is for a top 10. What a rebound it would be if the 089 could get himself a top 10 side by side with that 1 of Wayne Hutchinson, but Wayne's trying to hold on just as much as he is. So they're going to go back to single file, but that'll be something to watch after a few laps here. Ooh, the 2's in the wall, guys.
2 into the wall.
Oh,
and
nope.
Is he going to save it?
Nope, he's going to
hard
spin
to
himself
the
out,
wall.
and that's going to
Coming
bring
out
out a
of
caution.
Yes, it is. And throw out everything you thought was going to happen here at the end.
Yeah, we're going to get a restart. We should get a restart here. The leaders had just crossed the line with 7 to go. So
I believe we're going to have a green-white checker.
I think if it's not going to be a green-white, it's going to be 1 lap. It's going to be close. We're going to see what iRacing gives us, but we should absolutely have a restart here, and that is what we're excited about.
As the drivers negotiate their way around here to catch the pace car. Oh, man, it sucks to be Brightsman right now, because if you stay out, everybody's coming, and if you come, maybe everybody stays out.
No, I don't think. I think if Wall stays out, I think a lot of people stay out because they need those positions for the points. So I actually think Walls is a little bit of a victim here. If Sean stays out, I think Walls might come in, but if Walls comes in, I think other people might stay out. So it's really up in the air.
Well, I tell you what. He's won 4 races in a row. I don't think anyone out here would consider him a victim.
right. Well, no, but they need to gain as many points as they can. And how do you do that? You do the opposite of Walls.
Yeah. Oh, and Brightsman stays out.
Oh, the 67. Oh, the 67 was able to stay out, and I don't think he clipped it. Oh, my goodness, Andrew Williams.
And how about the 24, Jeff Stabnow?
What a call from him.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be interesting.
Hey, look at Wayne Hutchinson back up in 4th. Carl Burke. Shout out to Carl Burke with those 2 tires. 5th position right now. Ryan Main stayed out. Scott Kukas hanging on there, staying out in 7th position. Mark Walls, it looked like, will be your first driver off of pit lane, and he will be in the 8th position with, let's see, possibly 2 laps when we get the green.
Taking a risk. Oh, and D. Palmer with a throughput drop.
Oh, that is not what you want to see. D. Palmer was competing up in the top 5 for most of tonight. You really hate to see that.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, man. Yes, indeed. You are right. He's going to get right back in, but not in time to salvage anything, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Trenton Barrington crashing at the end of this race. He was having a pretty decent race, and Nicholas Bishop is the first car 1 lap down. D. Palmer will come back in, and he will be in 19th position, but goodness, that is not what you want to see.
So, big changes up here in the top 5.
Yes, indeed.
Got Sean Brightsman in first. We got Andrew Williams in second. Got Jeff Stabnow in third.
Yep.
Wayne Hutchinson in fourth. And the guy who's making us all eat our words here a little bit, the 53 of Carl Burke.
I want to point out that you making you eat your words. Hey,
you know, I
Carl
feel
Burke,
like everything we say here is as a team. So we.
Hey,
but
Burke,
good
I
job by
wouldn't put
Carl
past him.
Burke. Yeah, 53.
I wouldn't put past him.
How about Ryan Maines up here in 6th after having some adventures here during this race?
Adventures? I think that's a creative word to use.
85 of Scott Kukas up here in 7th.
I'm sorry, but the 089 of John Odenbacher, I can't get over this little rebound he's having up in the 9th position, and they might be able to gain some spots here on maybe Scott Kukas and the 85. We've got the 17 of Ryan Maines. He's got a little bit of damage there. 53 of Carl Burke is on 2 tires. So we might see Mark Walls gain some spots early here, but he's got to gain them all. I mean, he's got to go in that high lane and pass so many cars right now. I think he might have a little too big of a bite right now.
Yeah, so Mark Walls is our first truck back there on 4 fresh tires, and everybody behind him, they're going to be trying to charge up through these guys. This is going to be messy, I think. we're going to have
Think?
a green-white checkered here. The lights are off on the pace car, and man, the winner, anybody's guess here right now.
Yeah, you're correct. If a caution comes out at any point, race is over immediately.
And how about Andrew Williams just positioning himself to have a shot at this at the end? If anything happens with Brightsman on this restart, and then there's a wreck behind him, he could steal himself a win here.
I'm giving the 46 the speed upper hand, and I'm giving the 67 the determination upper hand. That's my last call. I don't know who's going to come out on top, but I know that they're both going to fight. I just know the 67 might be a little bit more aggressive. The 46 might be a little bit faster.
I tell you what, we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed.
Here we go. Pace car is going to pull off the track for the final time tonight. Brightsman has the lead. Here he goes. He's gone.
Oh, and they just...
29 is going to take it high.
Caution.
3 wide. No, the caution does not come out. Not yet. They are 3 wide. Mark Wall's taking it. He's all the way up to 5th position right now. As our leaders, though, Sean Brightsman has an easy lead so far. Oh, my goodness. Andrew Williams going to fall into that 2nd position. That 46 took off like a rocket.
Mark Walls with a huge run on the 1. Going to be up to 4th. He's just going to run out of time, I think.
No.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, wrecking behind him. White flag is out. They race back to the line now. Brightsman in the lead. Williams in 2nd. Walls in 3rd.
No
he
caution.
Has 3 more corners to do something here. He's going to come up onto the 67. Going to go to the inside. He's going to pass Andrew Williams. Does he have enough time to get it?
Close.
This is going to be very close. The 46 going to dive it in on the bottom. He's going to have to block. He's going to have to block. Mark Walls has the run. No,
he's going to run out of real
Not there.
Wow.
Sean Brightsman is going to win here for the Hungry Dragon 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Wow. That was an amazing drive by
my
Mark Walls in a non-winning effort.
Yes, indeed. You know, he got into that top 5, and I'm not going to lie, I thought it was going to happen. Those fresh tires, you can't underestimate them at this track, and boy, was it close. Oh my goodness, and hello, Andrew Williams with another podium finish.
And Sean Brightsman gets the win. That was an amazing drive. Able to pull that one out. What a gamble to stay out, and it almost one more lap, and that one bites him in the butt.
Yeah, it might not have been close. Might not have been that close for a moment because we had a big wreck there. Under white, the caution did not fly for that, and thank God it didn't because that was a nail biter at the end. I'm sure Sean Brightsman was seeing that blue car get bigger and bigger in his windshield, and he did not like it at all.
So Brightsman burns it down. Let's start finish line.
He is your first in the 5th race of the season. He is your first non-Mark Walls winner.
All right, and the 46 Sean Brightsman, congratulations on the win here tonight. Mark Walls going to come home in 2nd, Andrew Williams in 3rd. Ray Partridge fought his way back to a 4th place finish, and Jeff Stabnow hung on for a top 5. Wayne Hutchinson in 6th. John Ottenbacher fighting all the way back from being multiple laps down to finish 7th. Nathan Little with a top 10 in 8th. Ryan Maines in 9th, and Gary Nichols, good run for him, going to round out the top 10. 11th went to Gary LaViolette. Dan Stussy in 12th. Brian Barnes 13th. Trenton Barrington 14th. Scott Kook is 15th. Last truck on the lead lap, and Drew Lalonde, first truck 1 lap down. Tough break for him at the end. Carl Burke in 17th. 13th, and Nicholas Bishop in 18th. D. Palmer 19th. Chad Barker 20th. And Kip Leo, Andy Vogt round out your field 21st and 22nd.
Yes, indeed. And of course, we mentioned before Scott Hutchinson did not make a start. That's not the first time this happened, so it's very unfortunate to see, but hopefully he'll be able to join us sooner or later. And I do have someone to begin these interviews. It's someone that we've talked to before this season and talked to actually quite a bit. It is Andrew Williams in the 67, finishing in 3rd again.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Take that Hungry Dragon Foods barbecue truck right to the front, lead some laps, and finish third. I wish I could have won, but I'll take a third compared to last week. I was running up there in the top 5, 6, and of course we had that big wreck. But yeah, hell of a run.
Hey, that's now 3 out of 5 races you have finished in the top 3. I wouldn't call that weak by any means. I mean, you've had some bad luck. How about tonight? What about that decision to stay out on that last yellow flag?
Yeah, we'd only done about 4 or 5 laps, something like that, and I really hadn't pushed my tires out. I was trying to save them most of the runs here, saving it for the end. But I figured, hey, it's the Hungry Dragon Foods 150, and I got the boss told me to keep that truck out and get some laps in, so that's what I did, and she stuck really good. And on that caution we had after that, I was still, I believe, 4th or 5th, so right there in the hunt. But yeah, it was great to be up front and running again.
Yeah, it looked like those Dog Bear boys looked like they had a little bit more truck than you for the first 7, 8 laps of a run, and then it just seemed to equalize. And it even looked like maybe you were closing on them a little bit. Did you feel like you were set up for a little bit longer run?
Yeah, initially in practice, we practiced Tuesday, it felt real good, but before the race tonight, it was a little loose. So I tightened her up a bit, and during the first run, it was still a little loose. So I tightened up a little bit more because I couldn't really hammer it without worrying about having that feeling you get when you're going to get loose. So I tightened up a little bit, and yeah, then I could really just keep on the coals, and I think they were burning up their stuff a little bit. So yeah, I could catch up.
Well, props for you for putting yourself in position to be in the front row on that last restart. Real quickly, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to here before we let you go?
Oh, of course, I got to thank Kip, sponsor of the race, Hungry Dragon Foods. And one thing I learned about that sauce is it's a great marinade. Just marinate the meat, whatever you're cooking, marinate it for a few hours, then slap it on the griller. Yeah, then it's awesome. But yeah, besides the Hungry Dragon Foods, Atlas Racers, my teammates, some of them are having some bad luck right now, so they're not all here. And of course, I gotta thank my old Army paint scheme, the 1st of the 9th Air Cav Air Mobile. Hooah!
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish, and we'll see you next week. And look forward to watching you out there on the track.
Oh, I gotta thank OCTV too. You guys do a hell of a job, man. Katie just cracks me up. She reminds me of some other commentators. Well, y'all do a great job. So yeah, good run for Sean beating Mark there. So Mark doesn't have all the wins now. But yeah, and looking forward to next week and maybe getting a 2nd or a 1st. But yeah, great job. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you. That is Andrew Williams in the 67, finishing in 3rd tonight. His 3rd podium finish out of the 5 races we've had so far this season. And it is my pleasure to make him laugh because he makes us excited with his racing on the track. And a big shout out to him. In 2nd position, we have Mark Walls. Mark Walls, you got your ears on?
10-4.
Fantastic. Tell us about that race. What in the world was going through your mind pitting on that last caution, and then you come through the field like a madman? What was going through your head?
Tires. Tires were so important, even though I only took 2 of them. They were that important. One more lap, that's all I needed.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious because you were closing on them with a good 10 miles an hour difference through the turns.
Yeah, those tires made that much more of a difference. I thought Sean would come down. When I seen he didn't, I knew I had to change the strategy up real quick and put 2 on to try to get as close to the front as I could to make that run. But man, hats off to him. He was fast all race. We battled door to door. I don't know how many laps. So awesome to see him in victory lane.
Funny you said one more lap. I think you meant one more corner because that's what it was like. You said you took 2 tires, but it looked like you took 15. I mean, I don't understand what was happening there because you were coming. Now, granted, a couple guys you started on the outside lane. A couple of guys had a pretty bad restart, to be honest, on the bottom lane. I think that's really what got you going because you went 3 wide as soon as that green flag fell.
Yeah, I wasn't waiting. I knew that I was going to get a better start than the guys in front of me just because of the tire scenario. So as soon as we went green, I jumped to the outside right away so I wouldn't lose momentum, and worked in my favor. I mean, I pitted second, started eighth, and finished second. So solid night.
Yeah, you started what I believe ninth, and you find your way to the front fairly quickly. And we weren't sure how that truck was gonna work in traffic because, quite frankly, we haven't seen you in traffic a whole lot this year. Any worries on that front?
No, no, the setups that we got, man, they perform so well out front, as well as in traffic. We test it, we run it through, and make sure that it'll turn right behind another truck, so we don't have any issues with the arrow tight or arrow loose. So getting through traffic, I mean, it's smooth sailing. Keep your right rear tire on it. I blew up in qualifying the second lap, so that's why I started kind of mid pack. But I knew, well, I had all my teammates in front of me, so I knew it was going to be hard. I'd have to run hard as quick as I could. Kind of burned up tires a little bit, but still overall, not a bad night.
No, not at all. So congratulations on your second place finish. Any shout outs you want to give us and or give out and remind us where you're at next week with the Northwest Truck Series?
Yeah, first big thanks to the Hungry Dragon and Kip Leo, main race sponsor for us tonight. They do a lot for the series. It's been a pleasure to have them with us, and we want to take that opportunity to thank them for the race tonight. Big shout to Volt Vapes. I'm so glad that we got that podium finish to get that Volt Vape scheme up there, get some camera time. Big shout out to Donovan for that one. We got to thank Walls Beard Co. Got that truck in victory lane. Thank you, Sean. Amazing run by him. Got to thank Sarge's Place stuff. And of course, OCTV. You guys do amazing broadcasts. I hope this race was exciting enough for you to call, because in the driver's seat, I was worried. So I hope we put on an amazing show. And then we are going the Monster Mile next week. I am looking forward to running some Dover.
Nice. Well, you remind all those guys no use in painting the right side of the truck there then, and we'll see you guys next week.
Right on. Again, congrats to Sean, man. He well deserved. He should have been in victory lane last week, but I stole that one.
Nice. Second place finisher, Mark Walls, everybody.
Yes, indeed. And what a, a nice little ending he had there to pass all those cars. He started ninth. He restarted ninth and finished second and almost got first there at the last second. But luckily, Sean Brightsman able to hang on there in first. You got your ears on, bud.
Woo! We're going to Disneyland.
That's what we like to hear. Tell us about your race and what was going through your head there. I mean, you decided to stay out and it worked for you.
Yeah, one more lap and that definitely wouldn't have worked out. I probably would have ended up on the hauler, but ended up with everybody else being able to, or choosing to stay out. Gave us the right amount of trucks in between us to him and or myself and Mark to hold on for the win. I definitely wasn't going to give it to him, so but he could have put it anywhere and drove right around.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He could have done a lot of things, but you were able to hang on there. You were pretty fast yourself. I mean, that's nothing to be shy about. You led 48 laps on the race, almost half of the race you led, and it was some fast speeds there. Well, what was going through your mind throughout the race as you were battling, trying to get up to the front, and then once you got there, what you were able to do with your truck?
Mark and I were battling pretty aggressively towards the start. I think middle third of the race, and kind of figured out we wasted our tires there. So we all had to save tires, and it just depended on how much you saved. I made a few tweaks, loosened up the truck a little bit, but man, that thing was on rails. The whole Dog Bear team did amazing on setup work.
Fantastic. Well, I can't congratulate you enough. I mean, that race was insanely exciting. I mean, with you and Andrew Williams staying out, you guys did an amazing job to get your podium finish. Of course, you winning the race, and of course, the first non-Mark Walls winner. So congratulations, fifth race of the season, finally got your first win. And I think we expect more from you. How do you feel about Dover next week?
I love Dover. Dover's probably the top 3 tracks I really enjoy going to.
So you're that guy.
Yeah, definitely that guy.
Oh man, Dover is like kryptonite to me. Not that I'm Superman at any track, but yeah, that one. I don't know. We have a love-hate relationship. I like it for about 3 laps, and then I hate it.
It's definitely a challenging track, and Monster will definitely will get out there and bite you real quick, especially off of 4. So
Right on. Well, really happy you got that win tonight, man. That was some high drama there at the end with Mark coming on fresh tires. So congratulations, and we'll talk to you next week. Any shout outs you want to give if you haven't already?
I just want to shout out Walls Beard Co. Obviously, race truck sponsor. Whole Dog Bear team. Also would like to shout out the race sponsor tonight, the Hungry Dragon, and obviously just everybody at Dog Bear. I can't do what I do without Dog Bear, so big thanks to all of them.
Right on. Well, congratulations, and we will see you next week at Dover.
Thank you guys. See you next week.
Well, I think I'll just go ahead and start off with the final thoughts of the race. Sean Brightsman, fantastic job by him. Very smart decision at the end of the race to stay out. It could have backfired had more people not stayed out, but enough did, and that held off Mark Walls for as long as he needed. So good looking out by the 46 of Sean Brightsman. Really well done to hang on there by the 67 of Andrew Williams, getting himself his third top 3 finish of the season. Hello, Ray Partridge. First race of the season in 4th. What a race for him. Other than that, shout out to John Odenbacher. John Odenbacher recovered from being 2 laps down, ended up finishing in 7th. And of course, Nathan Little hanging on there, finishing in 8th again. So his second race of the season and getting himself another top 10.
Well, my final shout out of the night is going to go to our winner, Sean Brightsman. And I'm just going to tell you, Sean, if you're listening, next week at Dover, after what you did tonight, not pitting, that truck better have a Kenny Rogers Gambler paint job, because that was an excellent call.
Yeah, it was a good race tonight. A lot better quality race than the last couple of weeks. A lot less caution, so that's very good. These boys are starting to settle in and get comfortable with everybody out on the track. Like we mentioned earlier, next week we are in Dover at the Monster Mile. And that's going to be our next OCTV broadcast as well. So we'd like to thank y'all for watching. For Tony Knuckles, Katie Reed, David Williamson, Cafe Holay on the 1s and 2s in the booth, and myself, Weston Mess. We are OCTV, and we are out. Thank you for watching.